She left school at 4:30 p.m. She never made it home. Her car was found abandoned 2 days later, and what was inside still haunts the investigators to this day. This is the story of Eleanor Ellie Maris, a missing teacher, a blood-stained scarf, a note that simply read, "I know what you did," and a conviction that doesn't quite add up. If you think this is just another small-town mystery, think again. Because what really happened in Ashwood, Oregon, might be something no one was prepared for. Ashwood was the kind of town where nothing ever happened. Until Ellie vanished. She was 28, a second-grade teacher, beloved, smart, engaged to her high school sweetheart. On the night of November 12, 2019, she never made it home from work. At first, no one panicked. Maybe she ran errands. Maybe she stayed late. But when her fiancé, Jake Maris, called the school and found out she left hours earlier, panic set in. By morning, her car was missing. Her phone, straight to voicemail. And Jake? He told police, "Ellie's not the type to disappear. Something's wrong." He was right. 2 days later, searchers found Ellie's car. Abandoned. Quiet. Hidden off a rural trail near Ashwood Forest. Almost like someone didn't want it found. The keys were inside. So was her purse. Nothing stolen. But on the passenger seat, investigators found something chilling. A scarf. Ellie's favorite scarf. Torn. Stained with blood. DNA matched hers. And next to it, a handwritten note. Crumpled, almost hidden. For words. "I know what you did." Police started with the obvious. Jake Maris. Fiancé. Former high school quarterback. Charming. But lately, their relationship had cracks. Neighbors had heard fights. Ellie confided in co-workers about suspicions of cheating. And the night she disappeared, Jake had no solid alibi. He said he was at home watching TV, alone. When pressed, Jake snapped. He told detectives, "Check her messages. I wasn't the one sneaking around." What messages? Detectives pulled Ellie's phone records. That's when things got weird. About an hour before her phone went dark, Ellie was seen on CCTV. 5:45 p.m. A roadside cafe. She orders coffee, sits by the window, alone. But in the corner of the frame, another figure appears. A man, baseball cap, sunglasses, facing her. He never approaches, but he doesn't take his eyes off her. She looks uneasy. She clutches her cup tighter. Then she glances out the window, directly at the camera. That would be the last time anyone saw her alive. Police released the footage. No one came forward. The man remains unidentified. To this day. 3 weeks after Ellie's disappearance, the case took a turn. DNA was found under her fingernails, from a struggle. It wasn't Jake's. It wasn't Ellie's. It matched someone already in the system. Lisa Granger. Ellie's co-worker. Her former best friend. They'd had a falling out weeks earlier. And Lisa? She had scratches on her arms. She told police, "I didn't kill her. I tried to stop her." Stop her from what? Detectives asked. Lisa just shook her head. "You don't understand. Ellie found something." Found what? Yet stranger. During a deep search of Ellie's home computer, police found something buried. A hidden folder. Encrypted. Inside, screenshots of text messages. Bank records. Surveillance screenshots from what looked like a school security system. And one note, written by Ellie. "If anything happens to me, start with the board." What board? Detectives didn't say. The file vanished from public record. All we know? Shortly after this discovery, the case was sealed. And a new name appeared in the police report. The Ashwood School Board. In January 2020, Jake Maris was arrested. Charged with second-degree murder. The DA claimed he snapped after an argument. That he lured Ellie into the woods. That he wrote the note. Jake pled not guilty. But the jury didn't believe him. Convicted. 20 years to life. Case closed. Right? Except, 3 months after the trial, a woman walked into an Oregon police station. She was bleeding. Disoriented. She whispered 6 words. "You have the wrong man. Ellie's still alive." April 14, 2020. A barefoot woman walks into a sheriff's office. Bleeding. Silent. Eyes hollow. When shown a missing persons poster, she mutters one word. "Me." It's Ellie. But she doesn't remember where she's been, or who did this to her. Only flashes, syringes, a locked room, and someone watching. Always watching. The woman had been missing for 154 days, and she was supposed to be dead. Ellie is taken to the hospital. bruises, lacerations, malnourished, sedated. No memory of what happened after she left school. But one phrase keeps coming up during her nightmares. The board, they see everything. Doctors suspect trauma-induced amnesia. Police suspect something else. Because Ellie's blood work reveals a cocktail of drugs, sedatives, hallucinogens, tranquilizers. Someone had been keeping her, controlling her, and possibly preparing her for something. The DA's case falls apart. Jake Maris, convicted murderer, is released on April 18th. Reporters surround him. He says nothing, except to one camera. He looks straight ahead and says, "I told you she wasn't gone." But that's not the strange part. When Ellie sees Jake again, she doesn't recognize him. Not even a flicker of memory. Subscribe right now so you don't miss what happens next. This is only getting darker. Police return to Ashwood Forest. Search teams spread out. 2 miles off trail they find it. A hunting cabin. No address. No registry. No owner. Inside, a mattress, rope fibers, syringes, and 4 drip. And in the corner, photos of Ellie, sleeping, crying, staring at the wall. Hundreds of them. Time-stamped. Every single day since her disappearance. Whoever kept her, watched her constantly. And then there's the final photo. Ellie in a white dress, eyes wide, standing next to a man. But his face is blurred out. On purpose. The photo was burned. Only half remains. Remember the hidden folder Ellie saved? The one with financial records, surveillance screenshots, a note. Start with the board. Turns out Ashwood School Board has secrets. Big ones. Police uncover a chain of embezzlement, bribery, land contracts tied to a private mental health clinic. Guess who approved them? Lisa Granger, Ellie's former best friend. The woman with scratches and no explanation. She's brought in for questioning again. This time she folds. She says, "Ellie found out. About the money. About the kids. She was going to expose us. So they made her disappear. I didn't know they'd keep her." The lead detective asks, "Who's they?" Lisa pauses, then whispers one word. Everwell. Everwell isn't a name anyone in Ashwood recognizes. Not a company. Not a foundation. Not a person. But when investigators search through Ellie's computer metadata, they find a GPS coordinate. It leads to a private facility, hidden in the mountains. And guess what it's called? Everwell Institute of Cognitive Reform. It was shut down in 2006, but records show it reopened briefly in 2019, right before Ellie vanished. A week after Ellie's return, her nurse reports something strange. A man in scrubs shows up. He says he's from the state mental health division, but the badge is fake. He disappears before security arrives. Later, when Ellie wakes up, she's shaking. Well, the nurse asks why. Ellie says, "He was there. The man from the cabin." He's not done. May 12, 2020. Ellie disappears. Again. Security footage shows her walking down a hospital hallway. Alone. She turns a corner. Never comes out the other side. No exit. No window. She simply vanishes. In her room, a message is scrawled across the mirror. "You were warned." The GPS ping leads to a compound 60 miles from Ashwood. Fenced, gated, guarded. No nameplate. But the satellite records say it all. Everwell Institute. Officially closed. Yet heat maps show activity. Power lines active. Surveillance towers still functioning. The building was never really shut down. It just went private. And someone's still inside. A whistleblower comes forward. Name withheld. Former technician at Everwell. He describes underground chambers. Rooms labeled with numbers, not names. Patients kept sedated for weeks. It wasn't therapy. It was reprogramming. He says Ellie was patient 041. They called her the perfect candidate. Traumatized, smart, isolated. They broke her, then tried to build something new. Federal agents raid the site. Inside a secured server room, they find one file. Project Gatekeeper. Over 400 pages. Redacted lines. Coded names. Keywords. Cognitive override. Emotional erasure. Behavioral reset. Ellie wasn't just a target. She was the test. And Everwell? The experiment. Lisa is brought back in. This time she's terrified. They said she was never meant to be found. That the board signed off on it. We all did. We didn't know what it really was. Everwell paid us to approve land use. School referrals. We gave them the kids. We didn't know they wouldn't come back. A week later, an anonymous package arrives at the station. No return address. Just a flash drive. It's video footage. Time-stamped. June 2020. A girl in a white gown. Hair covering her face. She's sitting in a chair. In a padded room. White walls. No windows. She lifts her head. It's Ellie. She looks straight into the camera and says, "They gave me a new name. I don't remember who I was before. But I know what I am now. And I know they're not finished." The screen cuts to black. One phrase appears. Phase 2, initiated. Ashwood Town Council is disbanded. Lisa is charged with conspiracy. The Everwell Institute is destroyed. Sealed off by federal order. Jake Maris disappears from public view. Ellie is never seen again. But strange reports start surfacing. Patients across the country reporting dreams of a woman in white, a door with two eyes, a voice whispering, "Gatekeeper awaits." Is it trauma? Or programming? Is it over? Or just beginning? She was taken, broken, rewritten, and somewhere out there, she's still watching. Subscribe. Turn on the bell. Because the next case might be connected.